Hey guys, it's Micah with Busted Coverage, where we bust footballs and bust our nuts to football talk. Today we're going to be talking about the Raiders, famous for going to jail. Every single one of their players just decides to be a felon, which is great. But today we're talking about the felons. So the Las Vegas felons today, except for the new guys. Geno Smith's a good guy. But yeah, we're going to go over kind of our preview and kind of what we think about them and what past seasons and this year. So go ahead, take it away.
Yeah, another 4-13 team. For me, it's an easy team to analyze. Last year, horrible QB play, no run game. They somehow managed to have 2,000-yard receivers with their QB play, which was insane. Brock Bowers and Jacoby Myers both had a great season. Brock Bowers was one of the best tight end rookie seasons we've ever seen. He had like 1,200 yards and I don't know how many touchdowns. Max Crosby, he only played 12 games. He had an injury there. He had 7.5 sacks. And then Robert Spillane, who they lost in the offseason, was their tackle leader at like 160 again, I think. So that was definitely a big loss in free agency. But they pick up Geno. They draft Ashton Genty. They pick up Jeremy Chin, who I think is a great signing. They draft Jack Bech, too, to be their wide receiver 2 or 3, I think. And I think they're building a great offense around Geno here. I believe in Geno personally. I think he's a mediocre quarterback. He can lead them to wins if that's their goal. He's definitely not a Super Bowl caliber quarterback, MVP caliber quarterback, but I think he can lead them to a way better season than last year, and it'll be a big increase in wins, definitely. So what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think the Raiders, like you said, they didn't have great QB play and yet still got 2,000-yard receivers. I think that's impressive. Bringing in Geno, that's gonna be huge, right? I mean, I think he can continue that and kind of build momentum on that Brock Bowers season, and then also Jacoby Myers, right? Incredible player too as well. I'm sure they're gonna build on that, and then on top of that, they got not great rushing. They didn't have great rushing team, and then they got Ashton Genty. I mean, that guy's literally generational rushing. I mean, broke records at Boise State. He's going to be. I'm sure he's going to be a stud in the NFL. I'm sure he's going to be great. Time can only tell, right? Again, their offensive line isn't incredible, so you never know. He didn't look too insane in the preseason. At least game one, he had -1 yard or something.
Yeah.
But it's going to happen. We'll see. Hopefully, he can make a dent in this division. So.
They do bring in Pete Carroll too as the head coach. Was a great signing. So we know this is going to be a balanced offense. Ashton Genty is going to be a workhorse back. He's going to get basically every single carry. Geno doesn't run at all unless he really has to. So Genty is going to get the rock and he is going to run it. He's going to have so many opportunities. So if he doesn't have a great season, it's his fault really. He's just not the generational talent we think. So for my breakout, I have Jacoby Myers. I mean, he had 1,000 yards receiving season last year. He can't do much better, most people may think, but I think he's going to have an insane season this year. I think maybe around like 12 to 1,300 yards, double-digit touchdowns. Geno Smith is going to be throwing it to him a lot. Brock Bowers is the only other competition. I think he'll also be great, but Jacoby Myers, I think he's a true wide receiver 1, super talented. I'm really high on him. So he's my breakout. And then for my MVP, I actually have Jeremy Chin, the safety they picked up in the offseason. I think he's going to be great. I've liked him for a while, and I wanted to take someone that was different than Bowers, Jacoby Myers, Genty, or Geno. So I went Jeremy Chin.
Yeah. I think those are great picks. I'm gonna be pretty generic here and just for my MVP, I'm gonna take Geno. I mean, again, they didn't do. I mean, I know they weren't great, but they didn't do terrible. All things considered, I mean, they're still competitive, right? I mean, Geno Smith is a known veteran QB. He can play. He played on the Seahawks. He played well. He's gonna play well wherever he goes. I feel like, especially Pete Carroll moving to play with Geno Smith. I think there's a reason for that, right? I mean, he's familiar with the guy. They'll play really well. I'm sure they'll do something with that team. I'm sure he'll at least get 4,000 yards. I mean, I'm pretty sure he's one of the passing leaders this year, right? Last year, he was up there for a while.
Yeah, he was
so he'll do really well. And then I think my breakout play of the year is going to be Ashton Genty. I mean, he has to play well. I mean, if there's no way. I just believe in him so much. I mean, the guy, like I said, breaking records out of Boise State. He's going to do amazing things. Going to run over some guys, not be a felon, those things.
Yeah, so I think most sports books have them at 7.5. Some have 6.5, but we'll roll with 7.5. We can go ahead and go through this schedule game by game real quick. You can go ahead and take the first 3 here.
Yeah. I think the Raiders I think they lose to the Patriots. The Patriots are just a better team. They're going to be really good. So I think they lose to the Patriots. I think the Chargers and Raiders. I think Chargers are also the better team. This is a pretty rough first three games. I think they lose to the Patriots. They lose to the Chargers. Jim Harbaugh's going to smoke them. And then they lose to the Commanders. That team's just incredible. So I think they start the schedule 0-3.
Yeah, I think the Bears, this will be probably a good game, but maybe a little biased. I think the Bears will definitely take this one. I think they're the more talented roster. They may have the better head coach. Pete Carroll could be washed. We'll see by then. But yeah, I think the Bears take this one. So the Raiders start 1-4 or 0-4. But I think they take the win in Indianapolis against the Colts, and I think they take the win against the Titans as well. So got them at 2-4. Not a horrible start here with how hard the schedule's been.
Yeah. And then I would say, I think the Chiefs just smoke them, right? The Chiefs are just going to be the Chiefs. It feels like they win every game, except for the ones the hard teams and the tough teams. I think the Raiders lose that, so they're 2-5 now. I think the Jags. I think they could really take that. At home, it feels like a very winnable game. I think they can take the Jags at home, make that 3-5 now. Right, yeah, 3-5.
Yeah,
So yeah, I think they'll take that at home. It's a very winnable game. T-Law for some reason is going to throw 4 interceptions. I'm sure.
Yep.
And they'll win that. And then the Broncos, I think they just lose that. Thursday Night Football. It's hard to, on a short week, it's hard to win that against the Broncos and Sean Payton and Bo Nix. So I think they lose that. So I think they'll be 3-6.
Yeah, these next few games, they could go on a pretty good streak. This is an insane schedule, by the way. This has to be one of the hardest schedules in the league. But I think Cowboys in Las Vegas. I think the Raiders take this one, and then again, back-to-back home games. I think they take that against the Browns, and then this Chargers game could be close because I think the Raiders will be fully starting to play well together. Gentry is going to be looking good by now, but I still think the Chargers will take this one. So we have them at 5 wins now?
I think so.
Yeah, 5 wins.
All right, and then the Broncos, I think that they just get swept. There's just no.
Yeah.
Even at home, maybe they'll be a competitive game, but I think the Broncos are just the better team. I'm really high on them. Bo Nix, Courtland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy. Those guys are just going to smoke them. Or no, Jerry Jeudy's in the Browns, right? What the heck am I saying?
Yeah.
I don't know why I said that. No, but Courtland Sutton's an incredible receiver. I think he'll have a breakout, actually, but they'll beat the Raiders. So only 5 wins still. And then Eagles, they're just getting smoked. Nothing else to say.
Yeah.
Texans, I'm sure it's winnable, but I think the Texans at home is going to be tough. Being away against the Texans is going to be tough. I think they're going to lose that. So.
Yeah, I think they win against the Giants. So we have them at 6 wins, right? And then honestly, I think in Las Vegas, I think the Chiefs may not start their starters. And if they do start some of them, I think the Raiders will honestly take this one. They'll take the upset.
What's crazy? That would be such a Vegas thing to do. Vegas to just their odds are, they know this is going to happen where they're going to be 1 win off their over-under, and then they just win it because Chiefs don't start their starters, and all the money on the under just goes away.
Yeah.
People are going to lose so much money on the under because it's going to come down to that last game.
Chiefs, though, and end at
I think they win
7-10, I think.
Yeah.
So some sportsbooks say 6.5, some say 7.5. So depending on what sportsbook you're on, take the over on 6.5, under on 7.5.
Yeah.
It'll be around there, but I'll take the over because I think they could easily pull out 8 games.
Yeah,
If you're taking 6.5, then it's obviously the over.
I think they get exactly 7. I think it's very, very winnable schedule. So whatever, just in between the sports books. I don't know which is which, but I think they get 7 wins. So I think they'll get the over on 6.5. But the under for 7.5, so I think they'll play pretty well.
Yeah, it's a very difficult schedule, but this roster's not all that horrible, so they could definitely squeak out a few of these difficult teams. So we'll have to see though. But yeah, that's the Raiders. I'm not sure what the next episode is, but we'll see y'all then. Peace.